So within this self-transformation series, meditation is obviously a very important part of this series. And today, one of the scientific benefits of meditation that we are going to cover is respond, not react. Vijay has already gone through the disclaimer, so I'm not going to repeat the disclaimer. So we hear these words, respond versus react. While these words seem similar in semantics, the difference between responding and reacting in stressful situations can be profound. Reactions tend to go like this. Something happens, you panic, then you proceed. Responses tend to go like this. Something happens, you pause, you process, you plan, and then you proceed. The difference between the two, meaning response or react, lies in a deep breath, a pause, or a brief moment of mindful presence. And that moment can mean the difference between sending the entire situation or relationship soaring to greater heights or falling down a slippery slope. Therefore, there's a very nice quote. When you react, you are giving away power. When you react, you are giving away power. When you respond, you are staying in control of yourself. This is from Bob Proctor. So now, in order to understand response and react, we need to understand what actually happens in our brains. Every reaction starts with a change in our breathing pattern. When we are scared, our breathing pattern changes. When we laugh, our breathing pattern changes. When we cry, when we are excited, when we are happy or sad, the first thing that changes is our breathing pattern. In 1991, Dr. Feldman from UCLA discovered a cluster of about 3,000 neurons located deep in the brainstem. This was called the breathing control center, or the pre-BOT-C. This cluster of neurons is responsible for different types of breaths, such as regular, excited, gasping, sighing, yawning, sleeping, laughing, sobbing. Thereafter, researchers at Stanford University identified more than 60 separate neuronal subtypes of these 3,000 neurons. And they assessed the role of each cluster or a group of neurons by selectively deactivating those genes in mice. And whilst they were doing this research, they identified a cluster of 175 neurons, which were distinguished by their shared expression of two genetic markers. One is called the CDH9, and the other one is called the DBX1. And what did they then realize? First, they deactivated these two genetic markers in mice, but they found that when these markers were deactivated, there was no variation in the breathing. However, very surprisingly, after a few days, they noticed that these mice became extremely calm. Generally, when you put mice in a novel environment, they sniff around, look for an escape route and food, and would explore the surroundings. With these two deactivated genetic markers, these mice were just relaxing. The difference between mice and humans in the genome is just 3%. A 3% change can make a mouse a man and a man a mouse. Basically, it's just 3%. So then this cluster, if this cluster of neurons do not affect the breathing pattern, what are they? The scientists inferred that they are actually spies. They spy on the breathing pattern and report their findings to another structure in the brain stem, the locus coeruleus. When our breathing pattern changes, these 175 neurons notice the change and alert the brain's control center through various neurological pathways. Our brain has two strategies: fight or flight, or rest, relax, and digest. And according to the flight or the fight mode, the brain starts releasing hormones to deal with the situation. Scientists have dubbed this pathway as the pranayama pathway. Pranayama means breathing exercise. Dr. Feldman concluded the pre-board C now appears to play a key role in the effects of breathing on arousal and emotions, such as seen during meditation. So now we need to understand what part does meditation play in this. So here comes the importance of mindfulness or meditation. If you see the chart, so when we look at people who meditate, a person becomes very, very calm. It actually helps in slowing down or deactivating the genetic markers CHD9 and DBX1. Similarly, what meditation does is also reduces pain very effectively. So one of the important benefits of meditation is it calms us down. It teaches us how to respond but not react. So what is meditation? Meditation is being in the present. Meditation is being in the here and now. Meditation is focusing on a singular point. Just for clarity, meditation is not a religious practice. It is all about seizing the moment. It is all about you. It is all about you to be in the here and now. No past impressions, no future anxieties, just the present. Because you live only in the present. The past has gone and the future only arrives as the present. So what does meditation do? Meditation trains those spying 175 neurons to adopt the watch and wait policy. It deactivates the two genetic markers, CDH9 and DBX1. It trains us to respond, not react. It controls the release of hormones. All of us have 1,440 minutes every day. Spare only 10 minutes a day to be in tune with yourself. Anywhere, anytime. So how do we meditate? Basically, sit in a comfortable position, close your eyes, interlock your fingers. You can focus on any singular point, on the center of your forehead, a fingertip, on your heart, or on your nostrils. Focusing on the breath is generally much easier to start with. Keep observing your breath going in and coming out at your nostrils. If your mind wanders somewhere, bring it back to your nostrils to observe your breath. Breathe normally and naturally. Your breathing will automatically slow down. Keep observing your breath. We will now do a 10-minute meditation practice along with music. So if everybody would please sit in a comfortable position, close your eyes and focus on your breath, and I will start the music.